Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, "Real estate cannot be lost or stolen, nor can it be carried away. Purchased with common sense, paid for in full, and managed with reasonable care, it's about the safest investment in the world." And real estate is what we do. This is the Realtors Radio Network. There's no sense in overcomplicating real estate. And if you're a first-time home buyer, an investor, or a real estate agent, you're about to get useful, practical, and smart advice on every facet of real estate. Welcome to the Realtors Radio Network. Now your hosts, Santos Garcia, Marcos Suarez, and Dawn McCullough.
Welcome to Realtors Radio Network. Today we have a great guest, but I am going to introduce, in case some of you are new to the podcast, we have Santos Garcia, Dawn McCullough, and myself, Marcos Suarez. And our special guest today is Melissa Lozada. She is a great agent at our company at United Real Estate, but she is also an entrepreneur. So we get to ask her a few questions about her other business ventures. So welcome to our show.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for inviting me. Yes. Thank you. It's an honor to be here with you guys.
Aww. We're happy to have you.
Thank you.
We've been wanting to meet with you for a long time because we know you, but we know you're busy. We know, and you're a mom. So we know you're really busy. You're a mom and you're a realtor and you're a business owner. So
I know. I said today, there's no excuses. I have to go.
You have to go.
Wow.
So we've always we like to start the show just by asking, what did you do before real estate?
Before real estate, I was a store manager. I was in retail for many years. So salesperson, I started as a salesperson, and then I became a store manager for a BB store in Woodbridge Mall.
Okay.
So I used to be all over the place in all these malls.
Nice.
Yes.
That would explain your other business, but we'll get to that. We're always curious to see what people did and how that led to what led you to real estate. Let's ask that.
When I was 23 years old, I met this woman who was showing me houses because I wanted to buy a house for me. And she was showing me a house, and I liked the car that she was driving. I said, "I love your car." And she was like, "Well, become a real estate agent." I was only 23 years old when that happened.
So last year.
Yes. So I said, you know what? Let me go to school. I find out all the requirements. I went to school, but I didn't pass the school test. So I said, you know what? This is not for me. So I stopped. I still was working in retail. And then when I was like 27 years old, it was like I had that in my heart that I wanted to be a realtor. So I went back to school. I said, I'm going back to school. I'm going to do the real estate license this time. I went to school. I passed the school test. I went to the state test, but I didn't pass the first time. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing it again. So I give up. But it was, at that time, it was my life. It was in a process because I was like getting close to church. I was going to church more. I met my husband, and it was a change in my life. It was a big change. So I got married when I was like 32, and I was 31, 31. So then I was pregnant. So my husband said to me, "Why don't you stay home? Stay home and don't go back to work." Because he said, "I don't want nobody to taking care of the baby. I want you to stay in the house and be with the baby." And I have my oldest daughter. And I said, I go crazy if I stay home doing nothing. I'm like, no. I'm very independent. So I was like, you know what? I have to do something. And it was like, I was praying and praying because I didn't know what to do, to be honest. I was out of work, you know. At that time, I was working as an assistant, as a human resources. So I left retail because I didn't have time with my daughter. So I was like, I needed something that I could spend time with my daughter. So I got pregnant, I got the baby, and I said, no. I have to go back to school. I have to take the real estate license. So I went back to school. I passed the school test again. I went, do this state test. I didn't pass it, but I was praying, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to give up. I'm going to do this test until I pass it. My mom came with somebody to pray over me. And he was like, I don't know what you're doing, but God is telling me you're going to go and do whatever you're doing 7 times. I was like, no, please. I don't want to go through this test 7 times. Listen, yes. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, 7 times. And I was like, okay. So I studied every day. You know, my husband was like, wow, you're not going to stop studying it? Like, what happened to you? You're not passing. I said, look, it's very hard. You know, I had to translate it to Spanish because my first language is Spanish. You know, so I had to translate it to understand every word that they say in the test. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna continue doing it until I pass. 7 times I went to do that test. The 7 times I passed that test.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh,
So, and listen, I'm not embarrassed. I think God always do things with purpose. I think if I would have had my license when I was 23, I was very young. I didn't have the wisdom that I have, you know, at that time.
Right.
So you can get lost in a minute, you
Sure.
know. So God's time is perfect, though. So I think it was in a perfect time when I got my
Absolutely.
license.
Absolutely.
So that's how I got my license.
love it.
That's interesting. We actually know, Dawn and I know somebody who took the exam 11 times.
Wow.
So 7 is nothing.
I remember.
But you know what? Oh, you know who that is.
Yeah, but I remember when I was going to take the state test, and I arrive, and there's all these people, and they're like, "It's my 7th time, it's my 8th time, it's my 10th time," and I felt so nervous because now I'm thinking about what everybody else is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, me, I passed
you're
it on
not
the on the 3rd try. I think it was just like fun for me. I remember the first time I went, I took the test. I failed. I was like, okay, I'll come back later. The second time, I said, I'll come back later. And then the 3rd time when they were like, oh yeah, you passed, I was like, okay.
Oh my
I
God.
don't have to come back here. I don't have to see your face. So I'm curious. So now you got your license. Did you end up getting the car? Same car as that lady?
You know what? Yes. Yes, I got it. Actually, I got it while I was doing the retail.
Okay.
I got the same car.
Was it a white Mercedes? You know,
no,
there's a whole
it was
big-
a Lincoln Aviator. That was my
Okay.
first
Oh, yeah.
car.
Okay.
Nice
Yeah,
enough.
that was
Comfortable car.
a very good car.
Yeah.
Yeah, God always blessed me with a good jobs.
That's a good story right there, right? She wanted to get that car.
I
She
got
got
it.
the license and she got the car too.
Yeah, she got
That's
everything.
great.
It's good, but you know what? It's a good story of persistence.
Yes, that's it.
Because with persistence, you can get anything you want. You just have to
Yes.
stay focused,
Disciplined.
right? Stay on your goal.
Yes.
That's the goal. You know what you want. Go after it. Don't stop until you
Yeah.
get there. When you get to the next mountain, that's only the start of the next goal. Go to the
Yes.
next mountain and the next mountain.
Never
So,
give up.
Never
Oh,
give
yeah.
up.
Gotta stay
Never
focused.
give up.
Yeah.
Having a
Yes.
goal is like a GPS, right? You take the turn,
Yeah, yeah.
run turn, but
Reroute.
Oh, yes. That's what I do all the time.
I love it.
Listen.
Fantastic. So the something that always comes to mind. So you've been in real estate how long now?
I've been doing it for 7 years,
7 years.
2017.
So what would you say your toughest transaction has been? What's that been like?
I had one. Oh, this one, it was tough because my clients, they were first-time home buyers, and we got the house. We got the offer accepted, but it was a foreclosure. So we had to do the seal. We did everything. when we got into the CO, they said we didn't pass, and they said that they needed to fix the stairs, and my clients did it. They did it. We're not supposed to do that, but they did it because they were like, "Oh no, I'm gonna do it." I guess the husband, it was a handyman guy, so he did it, and then we had something with the lender that we couldn't close on time, and they canceled that transaction. And I was like, I felt so bad for my clients because they weren't putting money and they were putting time in the house.
Sure.
So I was like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? So they put the house back on market. They put it back. And I called the listing agent and I said, can we put the offer again, and can you accept it again just because my clients did all this? And she was like, yes, send it to me. Are we going to accept it? I sent it to her. They accept somebody else.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Second time, the house went back. They couldn't close. It was something that they couldn't close. And it went back again. Third time.
Wow.
Fourth time. And we put an offer to the third time we put an offer to. And the fourth time I said, you know what? I'm not going to put an offer because this agent keep telling me that they would accept my offer, and they don't.
Right.
So I'm not going to do it again. But I was always checking the house. I was checking if it was on the contract, if they closed. Fifth time, the house went back to the market, and I said, wait a minute. 5 times. Listen, this is something that I do for my clients, and I pray. I pray to God. So I prayed that day, and I said, God, give us this house. And I said, I don't know how I'm going to tell my client because this house, I don't want to call her and say this house is back and how you guys want to make an offer. I said, okay, you know what? If the listing agent call me, we're going to put the offer. The listing agent called me that day.
Nice.
Wow.
She called me and she was like, Melissa, do you clients want the house? And I said, okay, let me talk to them. Knowing that they want the house. I want the house for them.
Yeah.
And so then I called my client and I said, listen, we're going to get the house. We're going to get the house. Let's put an offer. We put an offer and we closed the house.
Nice.
Fifth time. I think that was one of my tough transactions.
Wow.
Because they cancel it.
Sure.
Other than that, I don't. You always have little things, and
Sure. There's
but
always
nothing
something.
crazy,
There's
like
always
nothing
something,
like
yeah.
you cannot result.
What's the craziest thing that it's ever happened to you at a house? Anything. It could be anything.
And oh, that's a good question. I had a friend that said, "Can you help me to find a house, to buy a house?" And I said, "Yes." I help him with everything. I was showing a house in Eastland Town. And I know he didn't know that who was showing the house, it was me. Because I had another car. I parked in the parking lot not with my car. I had somebody else's car. I look through the window and I see my friend waiting with another realtor.
Oh, wow.
With another realtor.
What? Oh, my goodness.
With another realtor. And I said, wait a minute. I said, I don't believe this. He is waiting to see this house and he didn't call me. I was like, wow. But he didn't know that I was inside the house. He knocked on the door and I opened the door. And I said, what are you doing here? He was like, Melissa, what are you doing here? I'm showing house. I'm showing this house. What are you doing? And he was like, well, I want to see this house. He got red. I know he was so embarrassed to see me. And then that was actually one of my husband's best friend. They're always on the phone. He always talking to him. And listen, and I called my husband and I said, he was seeing a house with somebody else.
He's cheating on you.
She's cheating on us.
Yes, and he was like, no, wait. Yes, call him right now. because he was seeing this house with another realtor. I can't believe that. So that was crazy though, because I know he didn't knew that I
Right.
was in the house. So
Right.
I didn't. It's crazy because at the same time, like
Yeah. You were meant to catch him.
for real,
Yeah,
Yes.
that happened to
Wow.
me too.
that happened to you. Oh
Yeah,
my
so I saw one of my
God.
clients at an open house, and he was with another agent. And we see each other from across the room. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? How you like the house? Make sure you put an offer.
That
That's
actually
a
happened
good
to me
way.
at my own open house. I was hosting an open house,
Oh my God.
and I saw them waiting in line, like with another agent. And when I opened the door, they didn't even look at me. They were
course.
just looking at the floor. I was like, "Hi guys, how are you doing?" But
No, but you know what? When it's a client, I understand. But with this person, we go out.
Sure.
It's somebody that you know.
Yeah.
You go parties, they over there with you. So I'm like, seriously?
Yeah. An actual friend. And
Yeah.
they do that
An
to
actual
you.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Sure.
That's crazy.
There you go.
Yeah.
It
That is a
happens. It
crazy,
happens.
yes.
It does happen.
It's because I think like some clients, they do believe that if they work with more than one agent, like their chances of getting the house is higher. Like they believe I'm gonna work with 10 agents and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get the house for sure.
Good thing now, not right now.
But,
that
but
doesn't
the
work.
truth is that it was that part was never true. Having more agents working with you doesn't mean that it doesn't give you any better chance.
Yes.
Having one agent that really knows what you want,
Yep.
what you like, what you don't want. Having a deep relationship with one agent is better than having 10 relationships that are only 1 inch deep with all of those.
Yep.
Because now nobody really knows what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's better. Just stick to your one person, people. One agent. That's all you need.
That's
And,
it.
and that's what I respect from clients and with the loyalty.
Sure.
I think that's that's a value. I value that is somebody's loyalty to me.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
agree.
I was recently at a seminar, and the one of the hosts, she said, "I like my clients like I like my men, exclusive to me."
Yeah. It's true.
And it really kept us, it kept our attention, but it's really true. And just to bounce off of a little bit what you said, Marcos, that when we're working with a client and we get to know exactly what they like and what they're looking for, what they're not looking for, what they want to stay away from, it will help. It's kind of like a help me, help you,
Yeah.
right? I can help you so much more when I know all these things than if you're working with a million different agents. They may not even remember what they told one agent versus another. So.
Yes.
True.
Yep.
I wanted to ask you. I know when we started the show, I mentioned that you're an entrepreneur and you have a business. I wanted to get into that. I wanted to know. We have a little bit of an inkling, right? Because we know what you used to do before real estate, but now you also have this boutique. You have this store where you have a very nice line of clothing. So, can you tell us about that and what pushed you to let me open this
Okay, so like I say,
and the name of it? Tell everybody. The name.
First, I never thought that I would open a boutique. Just because I work in retail, I didn't want anything to do with retail because you have to stay there. Retail, at the beginning, you have to stay, like most of the time, especially when you open a business like that. So I didn't want to do that. That was not something that I had, I was dreaming or I was like, oh my God, I want to do this. But I think the more you seeking God is He's giving you all these ideas and giving you things because He really has opened the door for me, opened that boutique. He was the one who's lay down everything, I didn't know where to get the clothes. My background is, yes, selling women's clothes, but I didn't know anything about wholesale, so, he was like putting me everything, like, I don't have no stress at all. Like, it's a lot of people do things to make money, and I know we work for money, but I don't do things just to make money. I think God always put things in my life to have a purpose, have a like he put this vision, in this boutique. Virtuous Boutique is a boutique to remind the women, that they could dress classy, elegant, that they don't have to show their body. Like I have my daughter, she's 17 years old. I used to go to the mall before, and I never find anything for her besides showing see-through. And I was like, oh my God, I had three girls. So I'm like, wait a minute. I've always liked to dress classy and elegant. So it was hard for me to find something at the mall, something that are unique. So if you go to my boutique, you will see a lot of clothes that are very unique. I love the quality. That is something that I learned when I was working in retail, when I was working at the store, BB store. So, but God put all that in my heart, though. It was God. It was God, and because we said that every woman who walk into the store is not gonna walk out the same way she walks in. She leaves that door with a hope and a good word. We always put God in everything that I do, guys. Perfect. So I think God is guiding me in everything, and in my life it has been changed so much since I started seeking God more and more.
Perfect.
So,
amen to that. So I remember visiting your boutique when you did the grand opening, and I was like, wow, this place looks great. The dressing rooms, it has a lot of space. You feel comfortable in it. It was nice. It was a great day.
And we haven't finished. It's a lot to do. Like, we have a lot. Virtuous Boutique is gonna give more to the entire world.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
Tell everybody the address.
102 South Broadway in South Amboy.
Nice.
Yeah, New
And
Jersey.
is there a phone number? Should they call you directly? Or is there
You can
another
call
phone
me
number?
directly, 732-501-3266.
Perfect.
Yes,
Great.
yes.
So you're here to hear. You can just call her direct. She'll set up everything.
Yeah, we do.
She'll get you dressed very nicely.
Oh, for sure.
I saw the
100%.
clothes.
She
They
can
were
show
very
you
nice.
properties after that.
Yeah. That's right. Yes.
Nice. So I wanted to ask you before about transactions, and what's your longest transaction? Like which deal of yours took the longest time?
I had a building. I think a commercial is you always take more time. I think that took me like six months.
Okay.
That was the longest. In the short, it was 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Cash, right?
Listen, no, it was not cash.
Okay.
No,
But-
I had a good lender that time.
But here's the thing, right? They're not always 2 weeks.
No,
And
no,
thank
no, 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 no.
goodness-
Yeah, they're
Thank
not.
goodness
No.
they're not always 6
No,
months
no,
either.
no,
Oh,
no.
yes.
But 6 months is a long time to wait.
Yeah,
to get paid.
yeah, 6
Because
months.
basically, in case you guys don't know it out there, we don't work by the hour. Nobody pays us by the hour.
Yeah.
If we're not successful, we don't get paid.
We don't get paid.
So
I know, we
so
don't-
sometimes you work for 6 months and it's free because
Yep.
it falls through. So we've worked for all those months. Put gas, time, and our own money into different things, and it doesn't go through.
I had a short sale like that. It went for like 7 months, and
Wow.
we didn't get it at the end.
You had one for 14 months, right?
Wow.
Probably even longer. In
Yeah,
the
and you
heavy
had
short
the commercial
sale
one
days.
was like
Yep.
how long
Couple
was
of
that?
years. That was a couple of years on
Yeah.
that one.
We should file for something like to change the name of that type of transactions. Short sale makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
never.
listen,
Long
I bought my house as a short sale. We closed in 2 months.
Nice.
And it was
that's
my
a good-
house.
That was a good one.
Listen, that's what the lender said.
Yeah.
I never see this before.
If it's approved first,
Yeah.
it's not. It is a short time, but if it's not,
I
when you're
know, it's-
starting.
But that's
it'd be a
very
long time.
misleading. Short sale, you think, oh yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, yeah.
The only thing that's short is the payoff,
Yeah.
not the
That's
timing.
Yes.
Not the time. So we like to ask our agents, everybody that comes through, what's your favorite town in New Jersey?
I live in Perth Amboy. I don't think I have a favorite town though.
No?
I like the South. I like Red Bank, Old Bridge.
Oh,
but
I like
don't.
Red Bank.
I don't have a favorite town though. I'm not like I sell in every town though. In every town, I could go north, south, central. I live in Perth Amboy, of course. and I love my city. I love Perth Amboy. Actually, God bless me so much in this town. I have most of my clients they're from Perth Amboy.
Okay.
So the Dominican, listen, God bless them.
They
It's a
they
big
have good
community.
mofongo over there. What is it called? There's a restaurant.
We have so many restaurants there.
Had mofongo at the merengue, I think it was something like that.
The
That's a
merengue.
free promotion. They're getting a free shout out.
It's a big Dominican community in
Yes,
Perth Amboy.
yes.
And so would you say that you mainly sell in Middlesex County? Like you
Yeah,
stay in-
Middlesex County. Yeah,
Okay.
Middlesex, Central Jersey. Yeah,
It's
Middlesex.
a good area. It's a great.
Yes.
You have every multifamily. You have residential. You have commercial. It's very diverse.
Diverse. Yes, I
Very
go
nice.
everywhere too.
You'll
I
drive
just
everywhere.
closed to Mainville, so
Oh, maybe yeah.
So I go everywhere.
Yeah. That's a good drive.
Yes, my first house I sold it. It was in exit 1 from the Turnpike. So it was,
wow.
and you know how much it was the house?
200.
$50,000.
Wow.
Was it a
That
mobile home?
listen, no, but it was a like,
Wow.
small town.
Sure.
It was like 7 years ago though.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it was like I think my paycheck it was like $700 that day that transaction, but I work like it was like in a million.
Yeah.
You know?
What's
Yeah.
the first transaction, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you put the same amount of effort on all transactions. Either,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how much you're getting paid. You still got to treat people right.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
But how was that first transaction? How was it for you? Like, you have guidance. You had a mentor.
No, I didn't have a mentor, but I had a help. I was always talking to the top seller in that company.
Okay.
So he always like helped me, guide me. I remember when I went to the office and he said, and I said to him, can you help me to do the offer? Because they teach you sometimes, but you don't remember. Is you gotta, you've been doing that contract, but the day that you actually doing the contract,
It
for
disappears
the
from your
offer,
head.
listen, it's something that you don't remember what to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. So he helps me a lot. And I remember one thing that he told me, and that I have it, like I always say to every real estate that I know. It's like he told me, you want to be a real estate agent? I say, yes. So to be a real estate agent, you have to sell to everybody. If you only sell to Spanish people, you're not a realtor. And I was like, oh
Sells to
my
everybody.
God, you have to sell to everybody.
Right.
Indian, everybody. And I remember that word, like all those words that he said to me. And I always have that in my mind. I say, not only Spanish, not only like one. No, listen, I go with everybody.
Good.
Hey, we got a good translator now. You speak Chinese. I
Yeah.
could show you a couple of houses.
Well, it's interesting that you
Elisa
said
habla
that.
español, así que.
Oh, yes. Oh, yo hablo mejor español que el inglés.
There you
Hello.
go.
I remember somebody said this to me early on in my career, sort of similar but different, is, we meet a lot of realtors and I only want to do luxury listings, or I only want to work with buyers, or I only want to work with renters or whatever. But somebody once said to me, don't turn the faucet off, right? Serve everyone.
Yes.
And as you do that, and maybe you will specialize at some point in your career, but serve everyone.
Yes.
Don't just limit yourself to serve one type of transaction.
Right.
That's
very
why I
true.
love real estate. Every transaction is so different.
Yes.
Sure.
I love
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I love that.
And you know what? This selfishly, maybe, it's so rewarding. Like, I'm fulfilled when I see the smile on my client's face when they've purchased a home that they never believed that they'd be
know.
able to purchase.
Yeah.
That would
So-
be me too.
When we talked about, making money in the business, I teach, well, you guys know that I teach a lot of real estate classes, but I teach my students, if you will, the money is secondary. Serving your clients is always primary. Always.
Yeah,
Very
money's
true.
gonna come.
I agree with
Regardless.
you.
You're doing your job. You're gonna get money. You're gonna
Right.
get paid.
Of course.
You're
Right.
getting paid.
I agree. It's not the end all be all. It's help people first. Everything else will fall
Yeah.
into place. I agree.
So since we're kind of going a little bit down memory lane, what advice would you give to somebody new in the business, a new agent in the business?
I had a couple agents that they knew, and I mentored them. And one of the things that I said first is be prepared mentally.
Sure.
Mentally,
That's
they
great
have to
advice.
be prepared. So because you think you get your real estate license and you'll be like, okay, my family is gonna come to me and my friends are gonna buy with me, and no, not at all.
So it's funny that you mentioned that, because I tell people you have to earn their business, right? Your own parent doesn't owe you their business. You have to earn that business.
Right.
Yes.
But it's not an easy concept for people to understand, right? When people get into real estate, I think there's a big misconception. Of course, we can thank, I guess I would say, reality TV. That's not real.
HGTV.
But I didn't want to say that. But they see it online, and I was joking around before about the white Mercedes, because a lot of people say, oh, realtors always have fancy cars and they make all this money. And there's a lot of hard work, and the business can be very rewarding. But it's not as glamorous as what you see on TV, or even how people make it look, right? They don't maybe see the behind the scenes and all the hard work that really goes into it. And I would say the biggest part of this whole business is really sort of the psychology of people, right? For some people, they understand things differently, or they see things differently. And that's, I think, for me, the biggest part of the business, right, is getting to understand my client and how to help them the best that I can.
Right. And communication is everything, right? Because, you have to learn, okay, each client is going to relate to you in a different way. So, today you might be with one client that understands every single word that comes out of your mouth. And tomorrow, that same, a different client in the same situation, you say the same exact words, and like, I don't understand what you mean by that. Or why is it that way? And then you have to find words. Oh, they don't understand these words. I have to find new words to explain the same thing.
Yes.
Because communication goes both ways, right? If the other person doesn't understand you, it's not necessarily their fault. Maybe it's the way you're explaining it. So you have to go back and rephrase things. That's one of the things that's difficult for a brand new person to understand, is that, hey, I have this dumb client. No, maybe your words are not the right words that you should be using in that situation. Go back and revisit your own statements. Go back and think about what you said. Go back and think, oh, is there a different way that I can communicate this to my client? And if you can't come up with it, there's always an office full of people that you can bounce ideas off of, and say, I have this situation going and I explain it this way. What other way can I explain it? And that's where all these brainstorming, that's where all these, group chats that we have going on in the company, that's where all these things come in, and you realize, okay, here's a chance for me to better myself. Let me learn this other way of doing things. And if you're a person that thinks that you already know everything that you're going to do everything, it's not going to work. I mean, as a new agent, you should always think, okay, I don't know anything. Let me try and learn as much as I can, because that's the way you earn business from your family members. That's how you earn business from your friends. When they see competence, right? When they see that you understand the subject matter, the business it'll start coming to you.
Yes, absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Even if you're a seasoned agent, you have to keep your mind open. I think I heard that from you. You said you could be in this business for 20 years and repeat the same year over and over again, or you could just learn new things and update yourself with the
absolutely.
With
We've seen agents who are in the business 20 years but only have 1 year worth of experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. That's what you meant, because that's what I said before. So they basically have 1 year that they've repeated 20 times. But some agents are in the business 20 years and they have exponential growth. They've learned everything from this year, they've applied to the next year, and then some, and then some. And if you can be that agent, now people will come to you and say, you've had this type of experience before, right? And you're like, yeah, I did this, or you could do it this way, or, what was the experience that you're having? Let me see if there's a way that we can fix that. Or, nope, that's the way it is. And sometimes sometimes that the problem is the problem. It's just and there's nothing you can do. But yeah, it's interesting. If you keep that new agent mentality of okay, I have to learn something every year, every month, you just keep learning.
I think it's always space to learn. Even if you are already 20 years, listen, it's always space to learn something.
Absolutely, I agree. I agree. So sometimes we like to ask about quick questions like, what do you prefer, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Starbucks.
What's your favorite fast food meal?
Oh, fast food. Pizza.
Yeah.
I eat pizza.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
How about what's your favorite?
We have the best pizza here in Jersey.
Yes, Jersey
Yes,
has.
I know.
I'm ready to fight for that. Whoever wants to argue New York people.
Yeah. How about lunch? What's your favorite lunch food? Like,
Like go to.
I love steak.
steak.
I love a steak.
And do you eat lunch in a restaurant or in the car?
No, in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I could eat in the car too if I'm too busy.
Yeah, so-
Have you
Listen,
been
there's
eating?
some days I have mastered eating in the car. It's not my favorite thing to do, but
I
you know
know.
how it is. Sometimes the appointments overlap, or somebody's late, or something
On the
like that.
move.
Yeah.
I know.
Listen, sometimes you're on the move and you have to eat in the car.
You have to, yeah.
I was eating in my car. Look.
That would explain a few things. We need to get you a
Oh
little
my
car bib.
goodness.
We need to get the bib, the realtor bib.
We gotta get some of those.
I'm a grown realtor.
Oh my god.
Look, Mom.
Aw.
How about favorite vacation spot? Where's your favorite vacation place to go to?
As you know, guys, I love to travel, and I've been traveling a lot. But one of the countries that I love is Israel.
I
though.
knew you were going to say that.
I love
I
Israel.
said it in my mind.
Listen, I love Israel. I think I was telling Irma, let's go to Israel again. I love it. It's very peaceful, and it's so different. And the people is so safe, like. And I've been going to Greece and a lot of other places, but I think Israel has something very special, very peaceful, like safe. It's safe. I see little kids walking by themselves, like 7 years old, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we don't see that, like at nighttime, and nothing happened, like.
Right.
I feel
Well,
very safe.
I saw the pictures,
I love
which were just incredible.
Thank you.
Really, really amazing.
I love it.
So that's why I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah. we're going to use you as the company tour guide. She's been to so many places already. And it's like,
Well, my husband do tours, so we planning to go to Brazil next.
nice.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
planning
man.
to go to Brazil.
When are you going?
We're going in March. I think.
All right. Realtors Radio Network. We have to all take a trip to Brazil.
There you
Yes,
go.
I
Count me
can't
in.
wait.
What's
I'm
the
looking
discount
forward.
code?
I'm looking forward for that trip.
I have a couple of cousins that live in Brazil.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love to travel a lot.
Very
Every
nice.
time I travel, I see something
We're
different.
going to have to talk after the podcast, so I want to know about this trip.
You got room
Edwin,
in your luggage
we're
room?
gonna make you the favorite
Oh
tour
my
guide.
God! Oh yeah,
right.
he's so good doing that.
We're gonna have
Edwin Lozada para los tours.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's great.
Very nice. Guys, you guys have any more questions for her? Because I'm...
No, just we always like to ask what your favorite, like what's your go-to real estate app?
Yes.
My goal. Okay, I wanna build a legacy with my kids. I wanna make sure that I bought my house when I was like 32. I want my kids to get a house when they're 1920s, So, and I want people to remember me as not as somebody that just sell houses, that somebody who was helping them, to accomplish something that they've been dreaming. Buying a house is something that a lot of people dream and
We don't do it.
they're not doing it a lot of times. And I want them to remember that Melissa Lozada is helping the community too. It's not only, selling houses. I want to make sure that people know that I'm here to help, the community to, whoever come into my life, if I could make any change in their life, you know, with a word, it was something, a hug, something they will remember me, you know. A lot of people, we live in a world that there's no love, there's no compassion, there's no nothing. So I think real estate in my boutique is like something that God is giving me to do other things, you know. This is something to, you know, do more than just selling, you know. It's touch people's heart. And eso es como la estrategia que el Señor me da.
Amen.
You know?
Amen.
So
Very nice.
That's great.
Another question that I wanted to ask about your boutique is, what days are you open so we can tell everybody?
yes, we open Monday from 10 to 7. Tuesday we close. Sunday we close. And then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 to 7. And Saturday from 9 to 5 p.m.
Okay.
We want to invite you guys. We're having a network event on Saturday, October 5th.
Very
So
nice.
we're going to have a good speakers.
Where is
you
that?
know. It's going to be in 445 Fayette Street in Perth Amboy.
Okay.
Yes,
Awesome.
we're going to have a lot of, you know, it's like a little brunch, nice people. So we want to, you know, bring the community together, though.
So October 5th, what time?
From 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
You hear this?
So you guys are very welcome.
11 to 3. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're doing it for the, you know, the community. Realtors, I know we're going to have a lot of realtors too, lenders. So you guys are very welcome that day.
Perfect.
And, you know.
Thank you for the invite.
Yes. Thank you. That's a Saturday, right?
Yeah,
October
it's
5th.
next
This
this
Saturday.
Saturday.
Oh, my goodness.
This Saturday, guys. So you guys gotta sign up. Sign up.
If I'm in town, I'll try and go.
We already
Usually,
have like 75 people sign up already. So
Wow,
we're
okay.
expecting good people, the amount of people.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming to the Realtors Radio Network. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
And,
thank you so much. God bless you guys. I hope, you know, you guys, you know, keep doing this.
God
Amazing.
bless you. Thank you for
I
doing such
enjoyed
great work.
I enjoy so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All
Thank
right,
you,
guys.
Marcos.
It's been a pleasure. Let's see if I remember how to say that. This is Realtors Radio Network signing off.
Very nice.
Keep an ear out for the next episode of the Realtors Radio Network, where Santos Garcia, Marcos Suarez, and Dawn McCullough share their wealth of real estate knowledge. We hope you've enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, review, and share. Find us on social media at Realtors Radio Network. See you next time on the Realtors Radio Network.